NHS DigiTrials supports and improves clinical trials to develop better treatments. We provide approved researchers with patient information held by the NHS, but only if it is relevant, lawful, and could improve patient care. Researchers must go through a strict process to be approved for each trial. Having patient information means trials can reach more people, be safe, and have the best chance of success. If patients are willing to share their information, more treatments and vaccines can be developed for people from every community. But patients have the right to opt out. NHS DigiTrials has 4 services that manage patient information. Feasibility works out if a trial might go ahead but doesn't identify individual patients. Recruitment uses patient information to identify people who might be suitable for a certain trial. Communication keeps trial volunteers who want to know updated about the results of their trial. Outcomes uses patient information for an agreed amount of time to show the long-term impact of trials. At every step, NHS DigiTrials takes care to share only the information that is relevant and lawful, only with approved researchers, only for trials that could benefit patient health and care. To find out more, visit our website.
Clinical trials help researchers develop treatments, including vaccines that can improve the lives of patients. But currently, researchers must go to lots of different places to get the data they need to do these trials, which can take a long time. NHS DigiTrials will make this data available to researchers from one place. We will share data safely and securely with research organisations, who will only use it to benefit patient care. Researchers will be able to recruit participants, stay in touch with them, and find out what happens during and after the trial. This will help improve the quality of their results. Patients will have better information about trials and more opportunities to take part. And as a result, new and improved treatments will reach patients more quickly, improving lives across the country.
Every day in the UK, over 500,000 people live with the symptoms of Crohn's and colitis, collectively known as inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD for short. And while health research lets us better understand and treat these conditions, we can learn more faster by using patient data in a new way. So how can we do this? Let's look at Ben to see how it works. The IBD bioresource lets people with Crohn's and colitis directly take part in research. How? By sharing information about their health in one straightforward questionnaire and a simple blood test. Ben has colitis and speaks to his doctor or nurse about taking part. He asks questions and they assure him his personal data stays private and safe. So he answers a few questions about his health and lifestyle and signs a consent form allowing access to his health records. Next, while Ben has his usual blood tests, a small sample is taken for research. This is used by the IBD bioresource and lets researchers study his DNA. Now a new data research project called Gut Reaction can help us learn more. Gut Reaction combines the lifestyle and genetic information that Ben provides with data from other sources, like his NHS records and the UK IBD registry. This creates a unique and new opportunity for researchers. The joined-up data in Gut Reaction could help find the causes of Crohn's and colitis, leading to better treatments and improved lives faster. But first, all of Ben's information and results are de-identified, along with tens of thousands of other volunteers. It's this merging of data that makes Gut Reaction so powerful. And for Ben, that's all there is to it for today. His consent, a questionnaire, and a blood test. For researchers, though, this is invaluable. Dr. Lanka has a research question and knows that Gut Reaction's rich, real-world data may hold the answer. Before she can see it, though, Dr. Lanka needs to apply to look at it. That's because the data is only available to researchers with approved reasons. To keep it safe, only the data needed is made available within a secure and trustworthy research environment. Access is approved by a panel of experts, including patients. Of course, not all research leads to a eureka moment, but the data in Gut Reaction helps doctors and researchers learn more from the treatments and experiences of thousands of people. That means getting more accurate, useful results and a better understanding of Crohn's and colitis. So if you want to know more, what should you do? Easy. Just visit www.gut-reaction.org. Gut Reaction. Help Crohn's and colitis research today, so we can help treat it tomorrow.
Well, the reality is, although the NHS can be very good at looking after people in a hospital or if you go to your GP, where it's less good is joining up data or making data accessible in a very timely manner. What we need to do is, in the most effective and efficient way, is to try to use the large amount of data that's collected routinely, both through trials, but also through all the data that's collected day in, day out about individuals for their benefit. And so much of the work that we're doing is both trying to shine a light on how we can improve earlier diagnosis, but also using that data as a surrogate marker when we introduce interventions, which could be drugs or digital innovations. Because many of the patients that we're seeing with cancer, even a delay of a couple of weeks for diagnosis can have a catastrophic negative impact on their health and their outcome. And so we work with researchers and scientists, life sciences companies, with the NHS and charities that are cancer specific, really to create a coalition who have the values that are looking at about how we can use data appropriately.
There are a lot of people who are really, really passionate about the use of data, but not everyone necessarily shares that passion, and we need to start to understand why. The DataCan patient and public involvement and engagement group is really there to ensure that we act fairly, transparently, and that the needs and desires of patients are at the forefront of what we do.
We're very fortunate to be amongst a group of health data research hubs working with HDR UK, and they've created a portal, and so researchers can use keywords to identify what research is being done in a particular area, what data sets are available. Then we can provide them with some of the tools and resources around data analytics or how they might want to improve the quality of that data. But equally, we can link them up with researchers and collaborators across other partners across the UK because of the networks that we've managed to build.
IQVIA are a founding partner of DataCan. Our main contribution to the hub is really the build-out of the Cancer Data Network. The benefit that can be had from an individual's patient record goes far beyond those hospital walls if treated with respect and privacy. And what the CDN enables is the safe flow of that data for researchers to understand more innovative therapies, for clinicians to really understand what could the best treatment option be, and also to potentially offer innovative treatment through clinical trials.
The Triple Negative Breast Cancer Project, it was kind of a proof of concept project. There were 4 partners in the collaboration, which were the 2 cancer centres in Edinburgh and Leeds, DataCan, and also the company, Roche. I think all 4 partners were necessary to make it a success. I think we've not served our patients well by not using data in an agile way. We need to do better, and I think DataCan's got the skill sets, infrastructure and capability to make that happen.
Flatiron Health is a health technology company that is fully focused on cancer. And what that kind of means in practice is really thinking about how we can use the data that's generated from patients' real-world experiences. We connected with the patient and public involvement group at DataCan, shared what Flatiron did, what we were hoping to do, and we had a very open dialogue with patients to understand what resonated, what questions they had, what concerns they had. I think it's really pushed us to think differently about the role that patients can play in our organisation, and really challenged us to think more broadly about the types of decisions that we can take with patients.
Back in March 2020, COVID-19 began to have an impact on the NHS. And when clinicians tried to find out, for example, what was the impact on patients receiving chemotherapy, or what was happening to the number of people going to their GP with a new cancer diagnosis, when they tried to access the traditional data sets, there was a time lag. That wasn't helpful during a pandemic. Using the network of DataCan, we demonstrated very quickly that there was a very significant impact both on patients and on services.
DataCan's real-time data network has already received data from 5 of the Northern Ireland Health and Social Care Trusts and was part of the work which contributed to the published work. And we will work with DataCan and help provide opportunities to mitigate the effects of the pandemic and build back better and smarter.
During the pandemic, the work that DataCan did gave us the ability to then, hold government and NHS to account and say, look, this is a huge issue, you need to be addressing this. Everything that we have in place today for bowel cancer patients has only come about through research and through responsible use of data. All the treatments that we have are all from clinical trials, all of the diagnostics that we have in place for bowel cancer patients, that's been refined and improved over generations by using data.
Through the work of DataCan, making data more readily available to the people who need it, such as cancer researchers, we are able to get better diagnostics. And the sooner cancers are diagnosed, the better outcomes that patients tend to have. There can be better treatments, more personalised medicine. It can really help to turn the tide of this really horrific disease.
Our hub is focused on eye disease and the new science of oculomics. That's using our ultra-high resolution scanning systems to bring new insights into some of the most serious diseases of our time, things like diabetes and dementia.
In 2016, Moorfields Eye Hospital initiated a collaboration with Google DeepMind, which allowed us to develop an algorithm that could diagnose many of the commonest causes of blindness. With this hub, we want to share what we've learned from that experience on a national level.
One thing that really attracted me to join this fantastic group of partners is the collective vision that we can all work together, making the data set available to a wider group of participants. And that means a lot of trust, Trust not only among the partners themselves, but actually all the patient data and that of the general population that will be collected will be handled in a safe and secure manner.
The hub will have a very strong approach to data safety and security, and that will be founded on a number of principles. For the application of new technologies such as AI in healthcare to be successful, they have to put patients first. The transparency about the use of patient data has to be embedded at every stage of the process.
How do computers learn? How do computers learn to identify things? How do humans learn? Through repetition. Pardon? How do humans learn? Through repetition. Computers learn by comparison. This means noticing small differences between similar things. Meet Alice. She is an artificial learning intelligent computer eye. She can learn how to identify things by looking at lots of pictures that are already labelled. She learns by carefully noticing what the pictures with the same label have in common. What features do you notice when you look at a picture of a cat? Maybe 4 legs, short nose, pointy ears, tail? Yeah. Okay, let's sort these pictures into cats and other animals. 4 legs, short nose, pointy ears, tail. 4 legs, short nose. If we use only these features for deciding, we get other animals on the cat side. 4 legs, short nose, pointy ears, tail. And we'll have cats on the other side. We can spot the mistakes because we can recognise cats, even these 2 Manx cats, which are a breed that has no tail. Alice can learn to recognise the Manx cats too, because by looking at the pictures of cats with no tails that are also labelled as cats, she will learn that not all cats have tails. A picture of a cat does not always have a tail, but it's still a picture of a cat. A picture of a cat does not always have 4 legs, but it is still a picture of a cat. This is why it is important to give computers like Alice as many correctly labelled and different pictures of cats, or in other words, as much data as possible. So that when she is given a picture without a label, she is more likely to correctly identify whether or not it is a cat. And eventually, Alice will be able to do this much faster and more accurately than we can. This is how computers learn. It's called machine learning. Can you think of anything that uses machine learning? Google search prediction, tablet, Alexa. What else can machine learning be used for? Scientists are already making computers that can learn to spot diseases using these pictures of eyes, called scans. In future, you may be able to visit an optician for a simple eye scan and get a complete health check at the touch of a button.
Did you know that your anonymised health data is being used for research that has huge potential to help others? Health data is the information that doctors and nurses collect about you when you visit a hospital, GP, or other healthcare provider. It allows them to provide you with the best possible medical care. And it's also used for research, to develop new treatments for patients and to improve NHS services. As well as supporting your own treatment, health data can be used to improve services and answer research questions that lead to new and better ways of caring for patients. When health data is used for research, all parts of the data which can identify you are removed. There is no way that the researchers could find out who you are from your data. For health data research to improve healthcare for all patients, it needs to reflect us all, including people from different ethnicities, backgrounds, and with different health problems. This is why everyone's health data can be used for research, unless you choose to opt out. The Pioneer programme uses data collected across Birmingham and the West Midlands to make advances that will help people locally, nationally, and around the world. We bring together data from a number of healthcare providers and make it easier for researchers to use this data safely and securely. There are thorough checks that researchers must go through, including involving members of the public in each data access decision, to ensure we keep patients' needs front of our mind. When a researcher is approved for access, they are only able to access the specific data they need in a secure environment and for a certain amount of time. Researchers using Pioneer data agree to communicate their findings widely, meaning NHS decision makers can use the learnings to improve care and treatment for patients. You can find out more about Pioneer and the choices available to you on our website, pioneerdatahub.co.uk.